Good morning, everybody. You are currently listening to a Tall Girls podcast hosted by a tall girl named India. I hope everybody that is listening today is doing super fantastic. Before I get started on today's episode, I just want to say be sure you are following me on my socials at a Tall Girls podcast on Instagram, on TikTok, on Pinterest. Only if you want to, of course. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything, but I want to make sure that, you're getting the latest updates on new podcast episodes and you're checking out the daily Tall Girl content. I have tips up on there, good laughs, all that stuff. And also it's a great place to message me any episode requests you want me to do, whatever you want me to talk about. I can definitely do that on this podcast. I've also been receiving awesome messages about how this podcast has helped you guys with your self-esteem, shopping, clothes, different stuff like that. So I'm also open to feedback on there as well. Let me know what I could do better. Let me know what I'm doing well, stuff like that. And of course, because this podcast is made for all of us. It's made for me. It's made for you. It's made for everybody. So I want to make sure that that community is also being fostered over my social medias. Anyways, so I am low-key but high-key super pissed right now because I have this huge bruise forming on my knee. You know how it's like the bruise under the skin, but it's not quite up there yet. It's starting to change colors and you know that a bump is going to form. That's currently what's happening to me right now. I'm struggling with that. Okay, so little story time. I was at the library just working, doing homework, and, existing at a little table, emphasis on little table, and I tried to cross my legs because, you gotta change positions to be comfortable, yada, 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 and people often cross their legs. So, as a normal human being, I was trying to cross my legs. And of course, I hit my knee so hard at the bottom of the table. So hard, and it was so loud too that it echoed throughout the library. Like, how libraries are quiet, like, yeah, there's a little bit of chatter, you can hear computer typing, book pages turning and stuff like that, but it was like a loud thud that echoed throughout the library. And I low-key lifted the table too, like the table came up off the ground when that happened. My knee really did that. Don't you just love that? Do you just love when that happens? So now I have a huge bruise forming and I'm low-key about to start crying. And this table was in the adult section of the library. The adult section. How you have tables that low? Adults are on the taller side. Yeah, there are adults that are on the shorter side, but there are also adults on the taller side. Like, I feel like that table couldn't even handle a person who is average height. Come on. I'm kind of scared to find out what the tables are like in the kids section. Honestly, no adult could sit there. I feel bad for any parent that has to sit there at the little tables at the kids section. You know what? Let me stop complaining about my life. But this tall girl problem inspired today's episode of Tall Girl Reacts to Tall Girl Problems, Part 9. And if you're new to this series, Tall Girl Reacts to Tall Girl Problems is a series that I started on this podcast where I, a tall girl, react to different tall girl problems that were posted on social media, on Tumblr. It's typically like Tumblr when Tumblr was super popular. But they're on Pinterest, Instagram, too, all that stuff. But I basically react to the tall girl problems and determine whether or not they're actually relatable for us tall folks. So far, it's probably about 50-50. So today, we'll see what happens. Can we break this 50-50 tiebreaker? We're about to find out. Anyways, first one. Trying to sit Indian style while being surrounded by people and them complaining about your legs being in their space. Sitting Indian style? I don't know. What is sitting? Okay, hold on. Let me look that up. Like, what's Indian style? Okay, I'm back. Indian style, it basically looks like a variation of crisscross applesauce, but one leg just rests on top of the other in a way. So it's similar to crisscross applesauce. I don't know, I feel like this one, it depends. Because the whole point of sitting crisscross applesauce is to take up less surface area, because if you're sticking your legs out, like the person in front of you is not going to be having it. And that you end up taking more space horizontally, I think, on the ground. So people behind you are also going to be cramped as well as in front of you. And oh my God, if you leave your legs straight out and then spread them open, like the people next to you are also going to be struggling. So I feel like crisscross applesauce or Indian style would save you some space. I mean, I guess it could depend. Like, where are you sitting? If you're sitting in a chair and you're sitting crisscross applesauce or Indian style like that, that honestly is very uncomfortable. But I don't think people would complain because you're not affecting anybody else's legs that are on the ground, because your legs would be on the seat itself, albeit it would be uncomfortable. But if you're on the floor, I mean, it is possible your knees could be poking out to other people on the side. But you know what? What I want to say to all of that is, the tall girls listening, you guys, do not be afraid to take up space. You are human after all, and you deserve to be seen. And humans do have surface area, okay? Our bodies take up space. That's just naturally how it is. So, is this a tall girl problem? I don't even know. This is just a weird one. So, I'm probably just going to remain neutral on that one. Super, super strange. Anyways, let us go to the next one. When people think it's fine for them to comment that you're tall, but rude for you to comment that they are really short. I have a lot to say about this one. People really think that it's okay for them to be rude to you, but the second you return the attitude or even stand up for yourself, there's a massive problem. Massive. Oh, like, why you got an attitude? Why are you being disrespectful right now? Girl, you were disrespectful first, maybe? I don't know. Like, think about that for a second. You were rude to me, and you don't think that I'm gonna have something to say about that? Like, I'm not gonna bite back? Or anybody for that matter. You don't think anybody is going to bite back? You think we're just gonna sit there and be like, even though that was so rude, that was so funny, oh my gosh. Or you think they're just gonna sit there and be like, yeah, you're so right. Like, I am just a giant freak centipede, daddy long leg spider looking girl. Like, I don't even know where that came from. But make it make sense. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tolerate being disrespected, especially as you get older. You have less tolerance for that. And you're not willing to accept that because you know who you are, and you know who you can be, and you know who you will be. And anybody who starts questioning that, you are so willing to cut them off and or have something to say about it. So make it make sense. There's this saying that what goes around comes around. The vibes that you put out there into the world to people in general is the vibes that you will receive. So when you go around disrespecting people's height, what makes you think that it's not going to come back on you? You think people are going to be like, yeah, you're right. Like 5'10", 6'1", 6'4", 6'7" is just, it's just a terrible height. I really wish that I was 4'11" like you, Becky. Girl, bye. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to go out there and just start arguing with people and attacking everybody who disrespects you, who disrespects your height. because I am a big advocate for being the bigger person, both literally and figuratively, of course. But in doing that, also keep in the back of your head that what goes around comes around. So in holding your head high, standing up straight and tall, and walking away, you also know that you are not the only person that they're probably, I'm not going to say angered with, but taking out their negative emotion on, or making fun of, or bullying. I'm pretty sure they've done it to other people. And one day it could have some serious consequences on them. You just might not want to be that person because you could very well get in trouble with that. I don't know. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's circumstance is different. But just, I guess older sister advice. Sometimes you just got to remain humble and take a deep breath in and just be like, this is not my fight. And I'm not going to continue arguing with her about it. And honestly, that's also, well, not just her, him, them, depends, but it's also just not about you. That's also something else that I want to bring up. When people talk badly about you, badly about your goals, your physical traits, like your height or anything about you or anyone else in general, honestly, it's a reflection of how they see themselves or how they believe they are treated or should be treated. So an example is, you can be friends with somebody who views herself as beautiful, as a beautiful being, as a beautiful person, and think that the entire human race is also beautiful. Like, I'm just part of this amazing, beautiful human race. And there are people that are like that. And there are other people that's just like, oh my God, like, I'm a failure. Like, I fail myself and I don't give myself the confidence and I let myself down and all that stuff. So what makes me think that anybody else is going to do it? They're also failures and they're also going to let me down. I can't trust myself. I can't even trust other people. Does that make sense? I mean, that could be a little bit extreme, but that's kind of how it is. There's a lot of negativity towards you when you're around that person. There's a lot of negativity within themselves, and that's a problem that they're gonna have to deal with. That's a problem that they're gonna have to be faced with later down the road, maybe sooner than later. Who knows? But wow, I feel like I really got off topic here, but yeah, this is definitely a tall girl problem. Yeah, people coming up to people, tall people, I'm one of them included, saying, oh my gosh, you're really tall, or oh, you don't play basketball? Why aren't you playing basketball? You're tall. Don't let your height go to waste. Or you should join the volleyball team. Or oh my gosh, are you gonna model? Or wow, you're very tall. How are you gonna find a man? And blah blah blah. And it's like, what makes you think that it's okay to say something like that to somebody? I don't know you. You don't know me. Like I said in the last episodes, which you should totally listen to if you haven't, I could be an axe murderer for all you know. I could be a serial stalker. Mind you, I am not either one of those things, but I'm just saying, I'm a stranger, you don't know me, and I don't know you. What makes you think that it's okay to come up to me and talk about my height like you've lived it yourself? And it's usually the ones that are shorter than me, like half my size shorter than me. So, hey, perfect example. That could be a reflection of their insecurities about their height, and they're trying to make me insecure about my height. So yeah, we could be insecure about our heights together. That is sick. That is terrible. But there are people that actually think like that. There are people that actually think like that in the world. Yes, living, breathing, maybe even sitting right next to you right now. It's insane. It's crazy. But just a word of advice, when people are trying to make you insecure about your height, it really means that they are potentially very insecure about their height. Keep that in the back of your mind. And that really shows that you are not the problem. You were never the problem. They are the problem. Boom. But yes, this is a tall girl problem. Next one. getting whacked in the head by an unexpected tree branch. Okay, I genuinely did not think that this was possible unless you're like 6'7". But let me tell you, I went for a walk the other day. Nice, peaceful walk, it was quiet, trying to clear my head, get ready for the day, blah, blah, blah. And I come across a tree and the branches were kind of hanging low. So I just think to myself, okay, I just gotta duck down a little and I'm in the clear. But I must have miscalculated or something, because I go to walk under this tree and my hair gets stuck in a branch and I get yeeted. Like, I fell back and everything. The tree snatched my weave. Okay, I wasn't wearing a weave, it was my real hair, but still, it snatched my weave. My neck just went way back. Like, I genuinely lost balance. And it was probably the most embarrassing moment of this year. Notice how I didn't say of my life. Yes, the most embarrassing moment of this year. My neck still has yet to recover. My ego has still yet to recover. I hope that nobody driving by saw that, because that was just horrible. I got it on camera too. Hilarious. So I think I posted it on TikTok, so you should totally check out my TikTok at A Tall Girls Podcast so you can see that video along with a lot of other videos. But I mean, I did not know that this was possible for me. I did not know that it was possible for a girl who's 5'10", who people claim that isn't even that tall, could get whacked. Well, it technically wasn't whacked by a branch, but get attacked by a branch. Close enough. So, defo a tall girl problem. Literally, no matter your height. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. That's all the tall girl problems that I have. This batch, yes. I don't know, the sitting Indian style one kind of threw me off. Maybe there needs to be more explanation tied to it. But the other two, I can definitely see as a tall girl problem. So these are actually kind of relatable as of now. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tall Girl Reacts to Tall Girl Problems. Thank you so much for listening this far. I really do appreciate it, and I really do appreciate you. As always, feel free to hit me up on my socials at A Tall Girls Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. They'll all be linked below, so it's easy for you to click through it and check it out and stuff like that. Also, feel free to leave me a review. That will also be linked below as well, so that you could just let me and let the world know how awesome this podcast is. And please do include your height, because I want to know how tall my listeners are. I absolutely love hearing the wide range of heights that are listening, even the short ones. Even if you're a short person listening to this, comment your height, because I absolutely want to know and let you know that all heights are beautiful, and you don't have to be tall to listen to this podcast. I'm here for all height positivity, okay? Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling now, and I really do hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, month, year, week, life, existence, and I'll catch you in the next one. Good night, and